morning and happy Monday, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is something we are all aware of. Chances are you probably have it. Every time I teach a class, I'll ask people what social networks they're on, and almost everyone in the class raises their hand when I say, "Are you on LinkedIn?" The question that comes after that is, when was the last time you got on LinkedIn? And that tends to be a little bit sadder of an answer. A lot of times for many of us, if we're not using LinkedIn on a regular basis, which means we're not actively seeking a job, not brand new to social media, or not out there actively recruiting someone, LinkedIn is one of those social networks that kind of falls by the wayside. And that's really sad because LinkedIn has a lot of really good qualities. And I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm just as guilty as you are of not keeping my LinkedIn as up to date and using this network, which is pretty darn powerful, as much as I should. So for today's Make It Happen Monday, and for this week, I want you to go back and give LinkedIn another chance. If you're not using it, if you're a LinkedIn Power user, I encourage you to really see if you can take your LinkedIn to another level. So this is probably going to be a little below what you're doing if you are one of those Power users, but if you're not, and chances are you're not, we're going to talk a little bit about LinkedIn 102 and then some things you really should be doing on LinkedIn. So if you're not using your profile on LinkedIn, you really are missing out. So if you haven't built it, that would be my first thing I encourage you to do. That's more of a 101 quality, but it goes without saying that you can't really use the social network if you don't have a profile. If you haven't updated your profile in a while, it would be a really good idea to take this time to do that. I went in and looked at mine right before I taught a class last week, and of course it needed a lot of updating. I changed my job title, or my subtitle that goes underneath my name. I didn't like it. It was way too long, so I shortened it up and made it a little more interesting. So anyway, definitely go back and take a look at your profile and see if there's things that need to be updated. Remember, LinkedIn is about connections. It's about who you know, and choose wisely how you want to proceed with those connections. A good idea is to maybe go through and look and see if you need to clean out any connections that you have. If you're going to really start utilizing LinkedIn, also go back through your connections and look and see if there's someone you've connected with that could possibly really help you be able to move your business forward. So also remember, posting on LinkedIn should not be the stepchild of your other social platforms. And again, hey, I'm as guilty as the next person of doing this, but it really should not be this way. LinkedIn, if you're going to utilize it and really make it a good part of your social media, it shouldn't be just a place where you can regurgitate posts that you put on Facebook. The posts that you put on LinkedIn should be geared toward LinkedIn. Even though I am a big proponent of the current trend, and I'm recording this in August of 2017, almost September, I'm really a proponent of the current trend with Facebook of posting more thoughtful, useful things on Facebook. But LinkedIn, it should go even one step above that. It should be things that you really, really feel strongly about, events that are very important to you, things that are really going to be in service of the people that are connected with you on LinkedIn, which is probably a different group than are connected to you on Facebook. So be very thoughtful of how you post on LinkedIn and don't just regurgitate your content from other social networks if you're really wanting to use LinkedIn as a platform with which to build your business. Do remember there are company and brand pages available on LinkedIn. If you have not claimed yours, it would be a good idea to do so. LinkedIn is a great place to scout talent and the competition. So if you think you're going to be looking for someone to hire down the road, or if you want to keep an eye on what's going on with your competition, LinkedIn is a great place for you to go hunting around and looking for those things. Remember that LinkedIn is expanding its tools and services, so check in with this social network. Even if it's not something that you're using on a regular basis right now, they could develop a tool or something that would be hugely advantageous for you to be using. Remember, LinkedIn has a news feed just like any other social network, so you can make posts on there. You can share pictures and white papers and articles and blog posts. And if you are a B2B business, this is a great place for you to build your business forward. So I do have one more little slide here I want to show you that says what you really should be doing at LinkedIn. If you want to make this, a LinkedIn, a network for your business to really work on making those connections, and if you are B2B, where you really want to focus on this network as a way to build your business, here's what you really need to do. You need to update your profile and your connections weekly. So maybe you don't have a change to your profile weekly, but going in and accepting connections that have reached out to you, and again, this is something that I try to make a habit of doing. I don't always make it because LinkedIn is not as big a part of my daily life as other networks, although it's getting ready to be, because we are in a rebranding phase and going to be doing a lot of new marketing. So LinkedIn is one of those channels that I feel that we underutilize and want to go into utilizing it more. And I do know that if you want to make LinkedIn a successful part of your business, you will go in and work on your connections every week. Make sure you're making posts every week or so that you stay present in people's news feeds. Make sure you grow your company page. Ask people to follow it, those connections that you think are important. If you are a supplier, in other words, if you manufacture something that other businesses use, this is really important to keep your company page up to date. When I teach business owners how to utilize LinkedIn, and I know I'm not the only one who does this, I tell them that they need to watch their supplier pages because that's a great place for them to get information. So your press releases should go here. The things that you want people to know within your business network, that should go on your company page. Make sure you use LinkedIn to scout talent for your company. This is the number one place for you to be able to find the perfect person for that position that you have open. And you can really see who they are within LinkedIn. Hey, if they're not good at their LinkedIn profile, maybe they're not someone you want on your team. So do post job openings and make sure that you really take a look at what you might be utilizing down the road for talent within your company. Another thing that LinkedIn is really beneficial for is finding events and opportunities within your local or within your community. So when you go on to LinkedIn, a lot of the people that you connected with, of course, are going to be within your network, and they'll post events and opportunities that are available for you to network. And again, as I always say, I teach you guys how to do online marketing, but if you really want to feel success with your marketing, the face-to-face stuff is where it has to start. All of these things that we do online really support what we do face-to-face and support the follow-up to those face-to-face interactions. So when you're really wanting to move your business forward, going to live events and taking advantage of networking opportunities are a huge way that you can do that. LinkedIn is a fantastic resource for finding those within your community and within your local area. So your challenge for this week is to go out there and see what you can do with LinkedIn. If on the low side of things you haven't checked in on LinkedIn in a while, go update your profile and at least have a look around. If you're already kind of using LinkedIn every once in a while, maybe look at upping your game. And if you're one of those LinkedIn power users, keep it up. And maybe look at trying to use some of the newer features with LinkedIn that can really help grow your business and your company page. Thank you and have a great week.